Hey guys, welcome to another interesting segment at Home Trade Nigeria. So today I will be making another Q&A segment. Now, for those of you who've been following my channel, you understand I make the Q&A segment after every four videos must have been released or more. So in this segment I'll be answering questions sent to me via email, WhatsApp, and comments made on the comment section. So let us dive right into it. So a lady said, I'm getting divorced because apparently I'm not a perfect Nigerian wife. I have two kids with this man and met him when he had nothing. I met a new Nigerian and don't want to waste my time. How do I know if he will use me? So this lovely lady asks this question. So to start with, there's nothing like a perfect Nigerian wife. It doesn't exist anywhere. And to all of you listening to my voice, it's that a foreigner, as a foreigner, it's important to understand something. The fact that you're with a Nigerian man doesn't mean you would automatically become a Nigerian. You shouldn't lose yourself, irrespective of the fact that you're with a Nigerian man, you're married to a Nigerian man. Yes, it's good to respect the culture, try things in the culture, but um, you cannot be like that perfect, like the last man said. You're still who you are from whatever nationality you are. So the goal of intercultural marriages is to blend and bring different cultures together so they can exist in peace. It's fun when you combine the good side from your culture, the good side from his culture, and you embrace it together. So it's very very important. Any sensible Nigerian man who is marrying a lady from a different culture, a different nationality, would understand that the lady does not automatically become a Nigerian because she's married to a Nigerian. If she shows interest in things we do in Nigeria, it's because of love and interest she has. Doesn't mean she uh, would automatically become Nigerian. So my advice to your next question is, please, since you're just coming out from a relationship or marriage, don't just jump into another man. If you're coming out from a marriage with a Nigerian man, your solution for happiness is not on you jumping to another Nigerian man. All you need to do now is to focus on yourself, recover mentally and physically. Very important. Now, imagine being told you're not a perfect Nigerian wife, and what do you think the other Nigerian man would tell you? You think he's bringing something that your ex hasn't brought to the table before? The answer is no. You're just in this stage where you want someone to value you and love you for who you are. And this is exactly what this man is doing. He's playing that role very well. But the truth is that, my dear sister, there is nothing out there like you think. And I've said this before, and I'll say it to you. If you're a single lady, if you're a single mother, and you have a Nigerian man who is single, doesn't have a child, and is pushing you so you guys will be together, please, I would like you to pause and assess two things. The first thing you want to assess is the location of the man and his visa status, because you need to be very realistic about this. Ask, what is the location of this dude? Is he in Nigeria or any other country, maybe in the Gulf region or Southeast Asia or some other place that is not in your nationality? And as that, would he need to relocate to your country? Does this man need you because he wants to relocate to your country? That's why he's, love bombing you, making you feel special, special than the way your ex-husband has treated you. Because if this is the case, you need to be very careful. You also need to check what the visa status of this guy is. If this guy is in your country, have you thought about the fact maybe he needs you to regularize his stay in your country? You need to, for once, maybe keep love and feelings aside and approach this based on reality, and make sure that affliction does not come a second time. So I hope this answers your question. Okay, a lady said dating online is a struggle. Met a guy online. I'm 62, he's 30. We video every day, so I know he's real. It's been 8 months, 6 weeks, I think, and he proposed. I told him no way. I just cannot marry a child Age is nothing but a number. I just can't. I told him, find work and come over. I'm already settled in my life. I got my own house, my I got house, my own car, free transport, free prescriptions. He's not even started his life yet. Anyway, at least I'm having fun until it ends. On that note, it says we can adapt. LOL. Seriously, come on. So this lady made this comment, and I'm glad finally someone actually understands the reality of what I've been driving for a very long time. Because some women think um, that you meet a man who is around 20 to 30 years younger than you, and all of a sudden age is just a number, and you just fall in love, and like, oh wow, we are totally in love. And the next thing, you want to see how you can get this man over to your country. Before I go further, I would like us to watch this video. Hey.
Ya Ijikwego, 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 Mbawotene.
Hey. Okay, I hope that video played. So someone sent me this video, and this is an elderly Western lady who had journeyed down to Nigeria to meet her young Nigerian man, maybe husband to be in the future. Now, if you listen to the background, there's this man always saying Ijikwego, Ijikwego, Ijikwego. Now, I'm Igbo, okay, and in translation, he was asking, "Do you have money? Do you have money?" Like he was asking the Western lady, "Do you have money? Have you got money?" So this is where I am totally concerned, because this is not a relationship. There was no love. There's no love going on anywhere. It is the lady is actually in love, yes, but for this man, it's a thing of transaction, a means of survival, and this is exactly, what you that is taking yourself to go meet a man you can give birth to. This lady is just nothing but a white cash cow, and that's the truth. So you just need to be careful, ladies. Okay, another question is, this is so true. I'm a US citizen and my husband is Nigerian. It doesn't do nothing, doesn't work. I stop sending money, and he has an issue with thing with me. So this lady was reacting to a video, to my video on reasons you should stop sending money to your Nigerian man. Now, guys, I'm not saying don't send money to your Nigerian man, but you see, this monthly upkeep you are giving a grown man who's got legs and hands to move about. I basically don't support it. Look, it can go wrong eventually, because there are a lot of things you are doing that will come back to bite you in the future if you guys decide to end up together. Because firstly, you are emasculating that man. A man should be able to go out, hustle, work, bring ideas, and make things work together and okay for his family. It is one primary role of a man. No matter how rich you are, you should not put yourself in this category where a man would be totally dependent on you as a lady. You need to push that man to go out and hustle. You don't have to raise or find yourself falling in love with a Barbie man. This Barbie men with mustache. Have a Barbie husband with mustache. So I'm all for assisting your partner. If you have a partner who is like, okay, babe, I don't have a job. The unemployment rate in our country is so high. I don't have a job. I am all for you both sitting down and say, okay, what can you do if you so you can at least generate income? I know a lady in I think in the UK who had to lend a Nigerian man some money, some capital to start up a business. The dude said he needed around £1,000, to set up a business. So the lady gave him 800 and told him to make it up to £1,000 with a promise to pay back. And she was lucky because the young man started the business. A very hardworking young man started the business, and within a year he was able to instrumentally refund the lady the money she landed him. And, it was a good thing because at the end of the day, they both got married, they settled down, and everything went well. The age was also very good. Now, listen, ladies, no matter what you do, don't end up with a lazy man. Your dreams will turn to nightmare. Don't end up with these Barbie men, these men who just want to dress up, fix their dread, and then snap picture in front of a car. This kind of man you don't need. You can assist your man to start up something, no matter how small, if you can, but you know, imbibe in him the attitude to hustle, work hard, to climb the ladder up. Make him understand that the fact that you live overseas, you don't pick money on the floor or pluck money from the trees. If you don't have money, you can put him in prayers. There's a lady who met me and she said, "Oh, my fiance is angry with me because he said other women who live overseas they assist their partner and I don't have money and all of this." And I said, "Well, silver and gold you have none. What you have for him is prayer. You just tell him you can offer to pray for him every night, And the truth is, the moment this lady told this man he had no money, there was a huge problem. He stopped responding to her. It became a situation of insulting her, you broke, and all of this. And she was totally pissed and worried. And I said to this lady, I said, "Listen, before you met these guys, they were alive. They were doing fine. A lot of you met this man with pot belly. A lot of you met some of them, they were chiseled with muscle like Greek gods, in good condition. How do you think they survived that portion? How do you think that man got that pot belly? He was eating and drinking a lot. The guy who's got chiseled body, how do you think he got the chiseled body? Enough time to work out. For you to work out, you need to eat. I work out. So you need good food also when you work out, to eat. I protein based food. So you don't need to have sleepless night because like, oh, they could leave me because of that. No, listen, guys, these guys, they were surviving before you met them. They were doing just fine. So uh, uh, um putting him on monthly salary, weekly salary, I don't support that. I am all for sitting down to see what they can do as men so they can stand up and make money for themselves. At the end of the day, a lot of them have promised to take care of you when they come to your country. So, I mean, you just have to be very careful. So, another question is, most of them don't really want an American black woman for a wife. If he marries her, it's on to you. So, this lady made this comment on my video, when Nigerian men date for marriage. Well, this is true, but I don't agree with most. I would say some Nigerian men do this. Now, I know a lot of black American sisters who are married to Nigerian men, and their marriage, relationship, everything is going just fine. But still, you have some who actually, go deep and deceive um, the black American sisters. But here's the problem I have with this. My black American sisters, not all, but some of them. You see, when these black American sisters they come and they tell me, about this Nigerian man they are talking with, and the moment they tell me and I just like object and I say, "Oh, this is fake," because I'm very direct. This is fake. A lot of them they get angry. Especially when I was telling one the other time, it's like, "This guy's onto your money." She was like, "Oh no, home truth. I appreciate your effort, but I think you're very judgmental." Yeah, like, I'm not trying to be judgmental. I'm telling you the fact, the truth, the clear truth that this guy is on to your money. This lady, she didn't believe me. When I tell this my lovely black American sisters the truth, they most of them don't agree. Years later, the ones who are courageous, they will come back. Hi, I'm truth. How are you doing? 3 years later, haha, he's fake. He's real fake ass. Please, how do I contact EFCC? I was like, okay, now you want to contact EFCC. Now, the truth is, when you want to fall in love, guys, I've always said this to my black American sisters, wash your face very well, wash your eyes, make sure your eyes and your senses are wide open. Some of these guys use love and romance to operate your senses. You are rendered like mumu. When I speak to some are far gone. They've gone deep into the mumu level. They are mumu with experience. You have mumu on the surface, and then you have mumu with experience. They've been in the mumu level for a long time, so they have experience. Now, I always say to you guys, take your time. Forget the way he talks to me, the way he makes me feel. Forget all this. I feel good around him and stuff. take your time to know who the hell that dude is. Get to figure who he is. Marriage is a lifelong commitment. So you don't need to hurry in. And what are you hurrying for? Are you going to miss a train or what? Is it a competition going on that if you don't marry him within 6 months or 7 years, you or say as 7 months, you're going to melt? So take your time. Know this individual who you're dealing with. Very, very important. If you're confused, I am right here to tell you the truth. All right. So now, lady said, I'm a Lebanese woman dating a Nigerian man. At first, he was telling me he would be, I think you will be his wife, calling me his queen. He loved me so much. Now he's texting me less. Now saying all these things. Doesn't talk much about future plans. Tells me let things happen naturally. Please, he's in general a good man, but I do see red flag. He's not too busy at work to text me like before. So this lovely Lebanese lady said, wrote this. Now, when a Nigerian man stops showing the spark or interest as he was before, I know it's something that is very painful to not just to women, but to anybody. The truth is, like I said in one of my videos, the reason why Nigerian men grow cold, it could be that his plan A is now showing him interest, and maybe you're not the plan A. It could also be you've done something that he has been talking about for a long time, but you refuse to change. So he's like, okay, no, I'm no longer interested. It could also be that maybe things are not sitting right for him. There are so many reasons that even when we start analyzing it, we'll grow old, and our children and grandchildren will take over from where we stopped. Inherited discussion. So I know it's very painful, but the truth is you have to focus on your life and let it slide. Never go after a Nigerian man who is not showing interest in you. You have to learn to respect yourself. I always say to you, go on living your life. Go to places, visit places, meet friends, take pictures, video yourself, enjoying yourself. Put it on your status. Don't be like these women who, when a man leaves them, they go on their WhatsApp status on the right. Men are cruel. Men will always abandon you when you need them most. That's how Adam left Eve all alone in the garden and she encountered the serpent. Don't go posting things like loneliness knows me by my name, or you're posting whole life what a way to be lonely, or you're posting Akon song, lonely, I need somebody. Rather, stand tall and make this man understand that you are enjoying your life with or without him. And I can tell you one thing from experience: when this man sees you going well with your life, you're posting of this in your status, a lot of them will reach out to you. I'm telling you from experience, and check how you're doing. Are you okay? Okay, just checking on you. They want to see if maybe they can carefully slip in again and take you on that wide goose chase and all of this. So it's painful, I know, but please focus on your life. Keep grinding, keep going. You know, there are men out there. They will come for you. All right, you're a beautiful lady. All right, another question is, thank you for your videos. Just a quick question. Why do Nigerian men discriminate single mothers? The truth is that not all Nigerian men discriminate single mothers. I mean, anyone can be a single mother. I mean, you could be a single mother because you actually had to run from an abusive marriage, or it could be that maybe you're a widow, and for that, you're a single mother to the kids you have. So it's very stupid for anybody to discriminate or stigmatize single mother. However, in Nigeria, a lot of men prefer to get married to women who haven't had kids before. They show strong preference to these women. That doesn't mean you don't have Nigerians who actually are interested in single mothers. That's a fact. Now, the problem of heartbreak and disappointment, especially when you are a lady, you're dealing with a Nigerian man who is hasn't had child or never been married, is likely to be there. That's one thing. So I always advocate or advise single mothers: if you're dating a Nigerian man who hasn't had kids, and you're a single mom, I would say please, please do the needful of making sure that this man introduces you to his family so that you can know where you stand, because there are a lot of families who will not want their child to get married to a woman who's got kids for another man. That's why you have situation whereby you see a man, he would date a lady, do everything with a lady, and then all of a sudden he would just like, babe, yeah, there's something I want to tell you. It's not your fault. You know, I truly love you. I've been there with you. You know I love you. But the thing is that my family, they don't want me to get married to a woman with kids, and I can't go against them. I'm totally sorry. Can I meet you one last time and shag you, and we'll have a good shag ending, and then just end the relationship on a good note? No. So it's always important. So if you're a single mother, your first priority should be looking out for men who are single parents. Look for men who are single mothers. There are a lot of men who, I'm sorry, single fathers. There are a lot of men who are single fathers. Also, if you're a single mother who you're done having kids, don't go and date a man who, even if he's a single father, he still wants to have kids. There's every tendency he will leave you. That's 100% sure. So you need to be realistic. You need to, like, first of all, prioritize one, single father. Two, a single father who doesn't want to have kids, depending if you don't want to have any more kids. If you want to have kids, okay, you look for a single father who've got kids. And if at all you don't find a single father who's had kids, then you have to um, then look for a mature single man who you make sure you can give him kid. I've always said no Nigerian man will close his lineage because of you, especially when he hasn't had kids. So you need to make sure things are right. It is very, very important. So another lady said, "Hi, Truth. I've been talking to a Nigerian man for 7 months now, and after investigating him, I found that he has 5 different Facebook accounts. Do you think he's hiding something from me?" Yes, he's hiding something from you. He's working for Mark Zuckerberg. No, I'm joking. So listen, I commend you for making this investigation while still in love. I commend you for this, because a lot of women will, just forget about investigation and just love this man wholeheartedly, which is not bad. However, I would say having multiple Facebook account doesn't mean the man is doing something behind you. A lot of people have different accounts. Some have accounts for friends and family, for businesses, for miscellaneous things. It depends. But the rule today is he has to tell you what and which accounts he has. He has to, like, tell you, look, I have this account, and you have to be allowed access in this account. Like, he has to accept your friend request so you can see actually what is happening in this account. Then you guys are fine. So I don't support where you have to be in a relationship and then you are Indiana Jones in that relationship, trying to investigate. It's good to investigate, but it is more sweeter when the man comes clean to say, hey, look, I've got 5, 4, 10 for this purpose. And hey, you can send me requests, I'll accept you. Then it's fine. But if that's not the case, then my sister, you have to think very well. Okay, and another question is, I've been dating. Sorry, it's a long video, guys. Sorry. I've been dating Nigerian man on and off for 4 years. Now we decided to meet last month. However, I requested that we both get tested before intimacy. He refused. Do you think he's hiding something from me? So, guys, for me, my where I stand, I believe if you want to get intimate, you can do it after marriage. That's my principle. But yes, since you've asked this question, I will comment on it. So, listen, I respect you for wanting to do this to take care of yourself. There are a lot of people who don't support this. The moment they reach the airport, meet a Nigerian man, they are chewing their lips and all of that. Chewing themselves is like an apocalypse is happening, and they just let vampire zombies out. I understand this. You're totally attracted to the man, and you're both attracted to yourself. And sometimes when you tell people about protection, like you need to make sure the person you're with is healthy and stuff. And like, oh, I'm traveling with Durex. What do you think Durex is? Do you think it's bubble gum, chewing gum, or balloon? It's there to protect me. And yet a lot of them come back with unwanted pregnancies they didn't plan for. Some come back with diseases and stuff. So it is very, very important. We say in Nigeria, HIV know the show for face, meaning it is not how it doesn't mean because the guy you're talking to is clean, he looks healthy, is well educated. It doesn't mean the person is free from infection. It is still Very, very important, that you both get tested, know your status. The easier, the better. You know what you guys like his this and his that. The truth is this: you may be very careful and you take care of yourself, but you don't know if that dude is following the same measure like you. Don't know if this guy is one of these guys who sleep with women without protection. You don't know. So you only know yourself. So it is very important you both get tested. That's my advice on this case. So guys, as always, if you got a question, you can write me on home truth 86 at gmail.com. If you want to attack me because you don't like what I've said, that's if they burn you all, you can contact me on any of these contacts. I'll be waiting for you. So guys, please like, share, subscribe. Home Truth Nigeria. Peace out. And yes, it's a long video. It's a Q and A for Christ's sake. All right, guys, have a lovely day.